Have you ever left a team meeting thinking, that was basically me giving a monologue? You had all the updates, you asked all the few questions, but all you got back were nods or silence. And by the end, you are exhausted because it felt like the entire meeting rested on your shoulders. You're not alone if this sounds familiar. I've got many leaders who feel exactly the same, and I went through meetings where I felt like this. Too many leaders unintentionally carry the full weight of the team meetings, when actually the most effective meetings are shared spaces. They are not just about your voices, they're about creating a rhythm where every team member contributes. Even better, take ownership of parts of the meetings themselves. So that is what we're talking about today. We're talking about how to make meetings more engaging, more energizing, and a whole lot less one sided. Meetings are expensive. They take time, they take energy and focus. If the only thing happening is you as a leader talking, you're really missing out on a collective intelligence in the room. A team meeting should not be an update broadcast. It should be a space where people actually engage in ideas, solve problems, and really strengthen the alignment. The good news is a few more small shifts in design and facilitation can actually change a whole lot how you run your team meetings and how people contribute to the team. So I've got a few things and practical ideas for you that you can do right away. So there are about 6 different tips, and the first one is about rotating roles. Don't always be the chair, the note taker, and the timekeeper. Rotate roles so different team members facilitate sections of the meeting. In remote meetings, you can assign a chat monitor who surfaces comments or questions. In person, give someone the time bell responsibility. This spreads ownership and changes the dynamic from the boss runs the show to we run it together. You could also start the meeting with a check in. We talked about this in previous podcasts. A quick round of one word on how you're arriving today or what is one highlight from this week gets everyone's voice in the room early. In hybrid or virtual settings, try chat check ins. Ask people to type their word or emoji in the chat. And when people speak, or type once, they're more likely to contribute later. This also puts everyone in a more positive mindset, which is actually quite nice to start a meeting. And I've done this before where people really then open up, and you actually as a leader also notice when someone is maybe not feeling as well or get to know a little bit more about them. So don't be afraid to dig in deeper if you wish to in these questions. The third one is about flipping the updates. Instead of you sharing all the news, you can just ask team members to update each other. For example, you could ask, let's go around. What is one key thing you want the rest of the team to know this week? You can still fill in the gaps, but the airtime is more distributed. Also, you can use structured conversations. Silence usually happens when the question is too broad, like, are there any thoughts on this? Or what are your ideas? Instead, use prompts like, what is one risk you're seeing here in this project? Or if you had to pick one improvement to this process, what would it be? Being very specific in your questions draws out more contribution, and the thinking is very different. Then build problem solving segments. This is where we all get more energized and can make real value of the team meeting. Reserve a portion of the meeting for a life challenge. So ask a team member to bring a real problem they want input on. So you could then give 10 minutes for the group to brainstorm solutions for that problem that your team member brought. It shifts the meeting from updates to really have a collaborative approach to team meetings. And then at the end, close with commitments. End with a quick round. What's your key takeaway or next steps? In virtual meetings, this can be a chat waterfall, which means everyone types their takeaway in this and hits enter at the same time. It creates energy and accountability. And you know really if the people committed to the same thing, because sometimes there is misalignment as well, and you've got a chance to justify that and rectify that in that meeting. Now, obviously, having meetings like this changes the mindset. And that is actually really important that this deeper mindset shift happens, because your job isn't to fill the airtime. Your job is to create the conditions for meaningful conversation. That means giving up a little control, allowing some silence, and trusting your team to step in. The more ownership they take in meetings, the more ownership they take outside of them too. So here is my challenge to you for this week. At your next team meeting, change just one thing. Maybe you rotate the facilitator role. Maybe you flip the updates. Maybe you carve out problem solving slots. But notice what happens when you stop carrying all the weight and let the team co-own the space. Because when your meeting shifts from leader driven to team driven, they stop being drained and start become a driver for engagement, for collaboration and trust. And it's not just you who changes, it's also the whole team that changes, which is the beauty of it all. Now, that was it today for our little solo episode of The Leadership Effect. If you found this helpful, subscribe, share it with a colleague, and let us know what small changes you'll be trying in your next meeting. Until next time, keep leading with curiosity and with courage.